Hey guys, so today's video is going to be an approved or booed on the new Anastasia Beverly Hills Luminous foundation as well as the setting powder that they just came out with. And I do a wear test as well throughout the day, letting you know how it wore on my face. I don't know what I'm saying, sorry. Before I get into this video, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell to be notified for future uploads. Join the fam, why not? And yeah, if you want to see my thoughts on the new Anastasia Beverly Hills foundation and loose setting powder, then just keep on watching. Okay, so this is the foundation. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Luminous foundation. It comes in this silver packaging that's really reflective and cute. And this runs for $38. Let me just double check that that's correct. Yes, $38, and it comes with 1 fluid ounce. Before I take it out of the packaging, I'm going to read what it says on the packaging. It is a medium coverage foundation with a luminous natural finish, and it is vegan, gluten-free, alcohol-free, clinically tested, dermatologist tested, ophthalmologist tested, non-comedogenic, suitable for sensitive skin, long wearing, and no flashback. Those are all the claims on the side. So I'm really excited to try this out. This is what the packaging looks like. It is glass. I got the shade 220N. Looking at it, it might be a little too dark for my skin tone right now, but I am planning on self-tanning soon, so at least it'll work then. I'm gonna go ahead and prime my face using my 2 favorite primers that I use with every single foundation. I always use these when I test out foundations because they're my favorite primers of all time, and they really smooth my face and they make me look completely flawless before foundation. The first one is the J.One Red Jelly Pack, and again, this is good for like, it really sticks your foundation to your face. It makes it really sticky and tacky. Once that's soaked into my skin a little bit, I go in with the Tatcha, the Silk Canvas Primer. This is my favorite primer of all time. It really smooths out your and fills in pores. So now I'm going to go ahead and take the foundation. I'm going to shake it up a little bit. I am going to be doing one side with a brush and another side with a sponge. The brush I'm going to be using is the Morphe Y6 brush. This is my favorite foundation brush. But most of the time I like to go in with a sponge. But when it's a luminous foundation and it's more lightweight, not as full coverage, I like to go in with the brush to make it as full coverage as possible. So I have a feeling I'm going to like the brush a lot more for this foundation, but we'll see. So I'm going to take a little bit on the back of my hand just to see the formula first. And it is not as runny as I thought it would be. It's not like liquidy. It's not super liquid. So I have a feeling I'm going to like the coverage on this. Yeah, this is definitely a little darker than I wanted. Let's hope it doesn't oxidize and make it even more dark, because that would be so sad. By the way, my lids are stained. I did a crazy Instagram look yesterday. Like, I painted my face and everything. And the pink eyeshadow totally stained my eyelids. It's unfortunate, but it happens. I actually like foundations that are a little darker. I say this in every foundation review and every time I put on foundation, but I think this one might be a little too dark. Like, I might need to use some lightning drops. I really like the coverage on this so far. It covered pretty much a lot of my acne scarring here. And it looks really luminous and it gives me a nice glow. So I really like that. I do want to see if I can build it up because I like a little bit more full coverage than this is giving me. I'm gonna go ahead and add just one more pump onto this brush and just put a little bit more on the areas where I need more coverage. It is actually building up really nicely. It doesn't look like it's gonna cake, but who knows? We'll see when I put everything else on. Okay, so far so good. I really like the finish of the foundation with the brush. Now let's see the other side when I use it with a sponge. This is the Juno & Co. Microfiber sponge. This is my favorite sponge of all time, and I use it with pretty much every foundation. Oh wow. So earlier I said I usually like to take the brush with a like more light coverage foundation because it won't shear it out even more. But I actually really like the finish with the sponge more than the brush. It gives a more smooth application. This sponge is absolutely amazing. It does not eat up the product, and I think that is the key. It doesn't soak up the product and it applies it really smooth and evenly. So the sponge is definitely amazing. The best thing about the sponge is that it's only $6, which is amazing to me. Just adding a little bit more on my cheek. My cheeks always need a little more coverage. Yeah, I definitely like it more with the sponge. I think it gives a much better application. All right, I'm gonna move on to concealer because I'm also testing out the powder. So I wanna set my concealer with the powder, and I'm gonna be using the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, of course. This is in the shade Light. This is my favorite concealer of all time. This might be too light for this foundation. The foundation looks a little bit too yellow on me, I feel like. Even though I got one that's an N, which is neutral, and I like a more neutral, not too yellow, not too pink situation. I've been liking a lighter coat of concealer, so I'm not taking that much concealer, and I'm blending that out using the Juno & Co. small, like the micro sponge, I think it's what it's called. It's like a smaller version of the Velvet, the big one. This gives the best coverage of concealer, and it makes everything look super flawless as well. Alright, so the powder comes in the same kind of packaging, the silver reflective packaging, and it costs $36 and you get 0.9 ounces, and it says on the packaging it is a lightweight loose powder for setting makeup in place. It's vegan, gluten-free, non-comedogenic, dermatologist tested, alcohol-free, and long-wearing. I have actually tried this already because this came before my foundation did. Funny story, not really funny, but whatever. I ordered directly from the ABH website like on the day that it launched, and when my order got here, I ordered both of them. When my order got here, they only sent me the powder, so I had to call and complain and be like, can you send me the foundation please? So I had to wait longer. This was supposed to be up last week because I got it on Friday and I was gonna do it on Friday, but it took forever. So, and I paid for 2-day shipping, so I was really upset. This is what the packaging looks like. It is huge, and yeah, everyone's like $36 is a lot for a powder, but to me this is a giant compact. This will last anyone a very, very long time. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is bake on one side, bake my concealer on one side, and just set the other side and see if this is a good powder for baking or not. So I'm gonna take the same little sponge that I was using to put my concealer in place. Oh my god, I almost made a mess. That would have been so bad. And I'm gonna set this side. I'm gonna, bake on this side. And while that's baking, I'm just gonna set the other eye by pressing it in with a brush. And I'm also gonna I never bake my nose or anything. I only bake under the eye. I'm just gonna do the same thing in the other places I put the concealer. And that's that. I'm just gonna go ahead and sweep away the bake. I know a lot of people bake for longer. I don't want to bake for longer. Let's be real. I'm actually not gonna set the rest of my face. Oh, by the way, there are more shades of the powder than just the translucent, but I got the translucent because it's the easiest to work with. Hopefully this doesn't cause a flashback either, because powder is where you get the problem. You get the under eye white cast, and you don't want that in a powder. That's pretty much the powder. I like the packaging. I think that not a lot of powder comes out, which is good because you don't want it to be overflowing. I don't like a lot of powder to come out the sifter. I'm not gonna lie to you, I wasn't too impressed with it the couple of times I used it, but I did not try baking. So let's see if baking actually affects the way it looks under the eyes. I don't ever set my foundation, even if I'm wearing a Luminous foundation. That's just the way I am. I use a setting spray and that's it. That's all I need to do. So I'm not gonna set the rest of my face. I might set my contour a little bit. In fact, I think I will do that. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and speed through the rest of my makeup so I can tell you how makeup applies over the foundation and stuff when I'm done. So the rest of my face makeup applied really, really nicely over top on both sides. I'm gonna zoom you guys in so you guys can see exactly how I look. So this was the brush side, and also the side that I baked under the eye, which I think looks better so far. And this is the sponge side, which I think looks better, but I think I need to bake. So those are my thoughts right now. I am going to be doing a wear test to let you know exactly how long it wears. It is currently 1:24. So far, I really, really like it. So I will check in with you guys in a little bit, probably at 5 and maybe one time after that. It still looks really good. To be honest, I don't see it as luminous as I thought it would be. It has more of a satin finish, I would say. Really similar to the Dose of Colors Meet Your Hue that I just did the foundation review on last week. It looks really good. Obviously here where my glasses were, it's gonna come off, but everywhere else it has stayed on perfectly. It looks really nice. I'm gonna zoom you guys in. I still like the under eye where I bake. I'm really impressed with this foundation. I think it looks really nice. By the way, it is 4:59, almost 5 o'clock. It's been a few hours. So I'm gonna check in with you guys one more time right before I take this off. I think it might be like 8:30 or something. Okay, so it's 10 right now and my foundation looks so good. The only areas that look horrible are right by my nose where my glasses were. They look super cakey, and like right here, I think it might be the concealer. But the powder under the eyes looks okay, and the concealer and whatever under the eyes looks okay. So this has been on my face for almost 9 hours, which is pretty good. It's pretty standard. It is definitely long wearing. This foundation looks good even after 9 hours. I'm gonna zoom you guys in. So this is the side with the brush and the baking, and this is the side with the sponge and the no baking. I don't like this side. I think the powder is definitely meant to be baked under the eyes, but it looks really good, just not around the nose with my glasses right now, obviously. But I really like this foundation. I think it is really long wearing. I don't think it's like as luminous as other foundations that I have, as dewy looking, but it gives me like definitely a healthy glow. I don't think I have anything else to say, so yeah, it's definitely an approved for me. The powder so far, it is semi-approved. I think it looks okay. I really like my Fenty powder a lot more, but I think it does okay. It does an okay job. So that's it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!
Easy.